Hey, welcome back to another episode of Obscure Microphones. And boy, do I have an obscure microphone for you today. Boy, let me tell you, I've got one of those there obscure microphones in the studio for you today. And it is the Audio 2000s, the first Audio 2000s mic I've ever used. APM1069. Let's show you this real quick, and I'll talk more about it. So it's all metal. This thing weighs a frickin' pound. Like, legit a frickin' pound on its own. This thing is built really, really well. I am very, 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 very impressed by the build quality of this microphone. Let's check it out. Now, I don't know if you could tell, but it's got a very squared off body. I have to mount this thing, that's what she said, with a Samsung, either a Samsung Q2U mount or a Audio-Technica ATR 2100 mount, the real rubbery mount here. This is the only thing that really fits in securely. So the great thing about this mic that is super freaking tanky, super tanky. 2-pack of these on Amazon for $21.96. So essentially we're looking at an $11 microphone here. $11 microphone. Holy yeah. This is nuts. Let me show you the pure weight of this microphone, okay? This thing weighs an absolute ton for a handheld dynamic. I've got a book here. I'm going to drop this thing on the table so you can hear the weight of this thing. Like, it is seriously about as solid as it gets. Handling noise, let's test that. Somehow I heard some handling noise, and that actually surprises me because this thing is built out of Jetcraft freaking grade A aluminum or something. I don't even know. This thing is the heaviest handheld microphone I've ever held in my life. I'm going to show you something and then explain. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled pineapple pizza. I'm surprised that the Plosives, they're bad, but they're not as bad as they should be because this microphone came with no foam in the head basket. You can see right through that. See some finger action there? That's what she said. See some finger action there? No. No foam in the head basket. There is foam on the end of the capsule. Peter Piper picked a patch. Woo, no, never mind. The capsule's a good-looking capsule. It doesn't look like your run-of-the-mill cheap overseas capsule. Let's show that to you real quick. It's a good size capsule too. That's what she said. All right, so let's try the off-axis noise rejection, even though there's no foam in the head capsule. This is the mic at 90 degrees. Some foam would help that because I definitely hear some bleed through. 180 degrees on the APM 1096, 1069, 1069, 69. 90 degrees again. And back around to the front of the microphone. So, all right, proximity effect on this microphone. When you get right up on the APM 1069, this is what it sounds like. When you get right up on the APM 1069, this is what it sounds like. I think the proximity effect sounds pretty decent. So here's what I got to say about this mic. Like, there is an annoying harshness up top that's a little bit uncomfortable to listen to. But for two of these for $21.96, I believe. I'll put the link in the description down below. This is actually not horrible for that price. One, the build quality. If you are anything like me and curious about other capsules and you want to try other capsules in microphones, I've got one in particular that I want to stick in this thing. That's what God bless America. I've got one in particular I want to put in here because the build quality of this thing is so damn good. The collar white, I'm not sure about that. I think it looks a little funny, but it's also cool at the same time. I've literally had one of you ask me on a review video before if I could suggest a white microphone, because this person really wanted a white microphone, and lo and behold, I find one a year later. So APM1069, I don't hate this thing for the price. I think you could cut a little bit of that high end off with some EQ, smoothen it out a little bit, and make it sound pretty solid. That being said, you would have to EQ it a little bit. I did do an episode of the Back Road Dolphins show, one of my new ventures, because I just can't stop, can't help myself. It's a Miami Dolphins podcast. And I did some EQ on it, and it turned out pretty decent. Turned out pretty solid. Let's go ahead and throw some EQ on this microphone just to see what happens. All right, so this is compression, de-esser, Rodecaster Pro, just basic processing. You can hear me scratching my beard. And it's still pretty shrill. All right, let's turn processing off. All right, processing's off. Back to the actual mic. Again, basically a $10 mic. Just that harshness up top is what's really holding it back. The low end is fine. The mids aren't super muddy. I don't feel like I sound nasally on it. There's just a really harsh frequency up top. If you could get rid of that, it wouldn't be so bad. But still, I think the build quality, the fact that it doesn't sound like complete garbage for the price, man, I'm going to green light it for beginner podcasters. You got two guys wanting to do a podcast, two girls wanting to do a podcast, two human beings wanting to do a podcast. Spend $20 and then grab you a cheap interface or whatnot, cheap mixer. 20 some bucks and you are in there. And this is going to sound better than a Blue Yeti in the middle of the room. So why not? APM Audio 2000's a true obscure microphone. We're going to leave it at that. Peace out. Barks out. The microphone's out. Be safe. Enjoy your life on Earth without sickness. Goodbye.